The People Power Revolution was a big turning point in Filipino political history in which people fought against corruption, oppression, and abuses towards human rights caused by martial law. Not only did the People Power Revolution inspire other countries to have non-violent movements, it also restored democracy and civil liberties to the people of the country. It led to the departure of Ferdinand Marcos Sr., ended martial law, and led to Corazon Aquino becoming president. These events happened because in 1972, former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. declared martial law. Under this law, there were widespread abuses of human rights, even while the regime reduced violent urban crimes, collected unregistered firearms, and suppressed communist insurgency. In the declaration of this law, Liliosa Hilao became the first victim as she was detained with no warrant that led to her death in the detention facility. When people hear about the addition of the martial law, people have reactions ranging from initial acceptance for stability to widespread protests, fear, the erosion of democracy, and condemnation due to concerns about the abuse of human rights. This would also spark a big turning point in Filipino political history. On February 22, 1986, marked the first day of the People Power Revolution. Philippine Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrique and General Fidel Ramos defected from President Marcos's regime, announcing their withdrawal of support linked to Manila Archbishop Cardinal Jaime Sin to call citizens to the streets via Radio Veritas to protect the defectors at military camps, sparking mass demonstrations along EDSA that grew overnight into a non-violent uprising against Marcos's authoritarian rule. Marcos ordered his troops to crush the rebellion, but the soldiers, faced with unarmed, prayerful crowds, refused to attack. On February 23, 1986, the second day of the People Power Revolution, crowds swelled at EDSA, forming human barricades against tanks, while Marcos ordered military crackdowns, but reformist officers defected. Marcos attempted to regain control by declaring a state of emergency and appearing on TV, but these efforts failed as more people joined and the US began endorsing the opposition, signaling his impending fall as he prepared to flee. On the third and final day of the People Power Revolution, on February 24, 1986, Ferdinand Marcos refused to yield, ordering an all-out attack on the civilian protected rebel forces at EDSA using tanks and helicopters. However, the assault was stalled by human barricades and defections as US pressure mounted for him to step down, ultimately leading to Marcos and his family fleeing the country the next day, ending his rule. After the 1986 People Power Revolution in the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Sr. was ousted. Corazon Aquino became president, ushering in the Fifth Republic and restoring democracy with a new constitution. But the nation faced challenges like coup attempts, persistent corruption, and economic inequality, with some of Marcos's loyalists and the Marcos family eventually regaining influence, leading to complex ongoing debates about the revolution's long-term success in truly addressing systemic issues. Wrapping things up, the People Power Revolution was a crucial part in Filipino political history, since it not only restored democracy and civil liberties, it also drove Ferdinand Marcos Sr. out of the country that ended the Fourth Republic. This led to Corazon Aquino starting the Fifth Republic of the Philippines and also served as a model for different countries to have protests like these.